On the third part of our morning show today, we're here to talk about the upcoming Spring Green Arts and Crafts Fair next weekend, June 28th and 29th in downtown Spring Green. Joining us is a co-president of the event, Diane Berenbrook. How you doing, Diane?
Good. Thank you for having me. It's always exciting to talk about the Spring Green Arts and Crafts Fair.
You got nominated by your mother again to come in and talk to us.
I did. It's okay.
So we're about a week away, but you're kind of getting all the plans laid and everything. And everything falling into place like it should be?
It is. I started refreshing the spots on the street so artists know where their booths are. Had to measure some new spots. We'll move into a new block that hadn't been measured yet. So things are falling into place.
I know you use your notes from year to year, but, so some of it, but, there's still a lot of things to do every year, isn't there?
There are so many things that you don't even realize, from going way back in February when we do the jurying, and then the beginning of June we did the artist assignment where we lay out all the maps and you have to find a spot on the street for all the artists. We have so many requests. Out of approximately 190 artists, only 43 of them did not have a specific booth request. I want to be in the shade. I want to be in the sun. I don't want to be in the wind. I don't want to be by a food booth. I want to be on a corner. And so there's so many things that go into that, and you can't have a jeweler next to a jeweler. And so we spent an evening, getting everybody a spot on the street, and then we have to have the spots on the street. Now next week we'll put the stickers down with the booth numbers, and it takes a lot.
Yeah, you really try to accommodate people, don't you?
We do the best we can. We only have so many corners. We don't know if it's going to be sunny or windy. I mean, some of the requests, you do the best you can.
Well, tell me about it. You normally have about, 200 vendors or so? How's it looking?
Yeah, we have about the same number again this year, plus or minus a few. We've had some cancellations. We try to fill those as best we can from other artists who were juried and still stay. If a potter cancels, we try to fill it with another potter, things like that. So I would say about 190-ish, give or take a few.
Now, that is amazing. What about food vendors?
A lot of the food vendors are the same. We have a few less this year. A couple of food groups are not going to be joining us this year. They just can't get the volunteers to work for the weekend. So we have the River Valley Music Boosters will providing their cream puffs, iced coffee, water, and bubbler. They're at the north side of Jefferson Street at the Jefferson and Washington Street intersection. The River Valley Area Community Gardens will provide a variety of ice cream flavors for cones and dishes. They're across from the Lions food stand on the north side of the street at Jefferson and Lexington. The Spring Green Lions Club, they'll have brats, burgers, hot dogs, chips, Pepsi products, and water. They're on the south side of Jefferson Street at Lexington, between the bookstore and the hardware store. The River Valley High School girls swim team will provide their walking tacos, loaded baked potatoes, soda, Gatorade, and water. They're on the north side of Jefferson at Worcester Street, near the fair headquarters area across from the bank. And Spring Green Pack 38 Scouts will serve lemonade, strawberry lemonade, iced coffee, Arnold Palmer, unsweetened iced tea, and water. And they're at the south side of Jefferson and Albany next to Panacea. So those are our food groups for this year. We're missing a couple that have been involved for many, many years, and just searched out every organization in the community and couldn't get any takers to kind of add to what we have. But we have lots of local restaurants that will also be serving food during the fair. So if you don't support the local groups on the street, you can support one of our local restaurants.
You probably don't have specific numbers, but what a huge impact that event is for Spring Green.
Yeah, we don't, as far as attendance, we kind of over the years have estimated like 10,000. It's a total guess. Nobody really knows. Someone years ago took a photo when the Dutch kitchen was still around, which is now the Post House Garden. They had a big balcony and they went up and took a photo and then tried to count, like in one block. But it's just a total guesstimate. But we do bring in thousands of people that weekend.
How far away do some of the artists come from, Diane?
Oh, wow. We have artists that come from Colorado, from Florida. Most of them are from the Midwest area, but we do have artists that come. I think there's someone from Arizona. They do come from throughout the United States.
And how do they hear about you?
Through other artists, through social media, through different art publications that art fairs are, promoted in. I think a lot through word of mouth. You get calls and it'll be like, I was talking to so-and-so and they told me about your fair and can I be in? It's like, well, try next year. We've kind of had our deadline, but we're on social media, and also I think word of mouth is probably the biggest.
Everybody has their likes, and when they walk around and, but I'm guessing once in a while even you have something that just kind of wows you, don't you, when you see it?
Oh, I have lots of things that I like. My walls are full at home, so I really, it's hard to add new art at my house. But there are many, there's a lot of things that wow me. And it's not even always stuff that it would be like, oh, well, that's something that I like. I love, seeing new things, and it's always exciting. We do have a number of new artists this year, and so it's fun to see what the new artists bring. And I have my old favorites that I like to go back and visit, and there's something for everyone.
You've been around this event since you were a kid. So do you remember much about the early days of the event?
Oh, absolutely. One of the things that I most remember is we always had flags. I believe Meep Kempthorne, one of the original group of women that kind of started the fair, she wanted it should be a happy time. We should have happy flags. So the businesses displayed flags outside on their sidewalk in front of their business for about the whole month of June. And as a kid, I would help iron the flags. My mom was in charge of flags, I think, and then deliver the poles and the flags uptown. And, I can remember even when the judging, the artists had to bring whatever pieces they want to judge to the old red brick school that's no longer, it's where the library is now, and pieces were judged there. And then, they had to come pick them up later. Now we do judging on the street. They don't have to bring any specific pieces to any location or anything like that. But a lot has stayed the same and other things have changed. So it's still a great fair, a great way to spend the weekend.
I read that it started in 1969, and I believe it was rather small at first, but it didn't take it long to grow to as large as it is today, right?
Yeah, so it did. It started over a bridge game, I believe. A group of women wanted to come up with a family-friendly sort of way that they could promote Spring Green, and came up with this art fair. It was small at first. I think it started in the park, and I don't know exactly the timeline for how many years it took, before it got to the size that we're at now, but I don't think it was very long. And ever since 1969, the fair has been in existence, minus a couple years at the time of COVID.
Mm-hmm. What about the judging? Are there local judges that do the honors?
This year we do have two local women that are judging the fair for us. Monica Kamak has been teaching in the public schools in the southwest Wisconsin area for a number of years. She is one of our judges, and Leah Griffith Boyce is also judging this year. She has a master's degree of fine arts from UW-Madison with a concentration in painting and drawing. And we did change up our judging a little bit at the request of artists for the past couple of years. They've been suggesting that we change the way that we do judging. And so we met with some artists, and they helped us devise this new system. We will now be doing awards of excellence. 8 artists will be awarded an award of excellence that is not category specific. So previously, each of our 10 categories, there would be a first place and a second place winner in each category, and then a best of show overall. We've eliminated the category specific, and now, based on the criteria of booth presentation or display, creativity and originality, technical merit and quality, and overall artistic impression, 8 artists will receive this $500 prize and a ribbon.
That's a great prize.
It is a very substantial monetary award.
Price-wise, I'm guessing there's all price ranges when you visit the fair, aren't there?
Yep, I would say anything from in the $20 range to the $20,000 range.
My goodness. So what might cost that much? Any idea?
Oh, some of the sculptures, some of the very, very large paintings that you might not have. Well, some people might have in their home, I guess, if they have a really large home, but that specific businesses might be looking for and things like that.
I know entertainment is always a large part of it. Can you tell us about the music at the Spring Green Arts and Crafts Fair?
Yes, we will start the fair on Saturday with a trumpet fanfare by Michelle Mack. And then she will be followed in the Post House Garden by Don Greenwood, who will be performing from 10 until 1. Don's a local musician with blues and folk tradition of music. Saturday afternoon from 1:30 to 4:30, Abby Spencer will be providing entertainment. She's a musician often heard in the Wisconsin Dells area. She describes her music as country with gritty undertones. She performed last year also. On Sunday morning, we will start with a trumpet fanfare by Nancy Maxwell and Julie Kuzi. And again, entertainment will be in the Post House Garden on Sunday from 10 until 12. Jana Johnson will be performing. She's a musician since childhood. She plays multiple instruments. She feels very strongly that music brings people together and loves to have people come and have their spirits lifted by listening to music. From 12:30 until 3:30 on Sunday, the Junkyard Kings will be performing. They are a high-energy, fun duo. The pair plays a variety of modern, classic, country, and some pop and rock. So that's the entertainment. That's all in the Post House Garden.
That really adds to the ambiance, I will say.
It's fun, whether you're just walking the street and you hear the music or you need a break and you can sit in the Post House Garden and listen and watch the entertainment. It's a great little addition to the overall fair. Music is art.
You mentioned the Dutch Kitchen, Diane, and that certainly just brought back memories as soon as you said that. And, we miss them. But certainly I look at all the use you get out of the garden there. It's amazing.
Yeah, we're very grateful that, the owners allow us to kind of use that as an area for our entertainment. It's used multiple times a week by the Shed provides music there multiple times a week now in the summer. And it's a great little space.
What about parking? Have you got that kind of down to a science, or how does that work?
Well, just about any place you can find a spot to park that doesn't have a posted no parking sign, you can park at. We do provide handicap parking on the west end of the fair, from Wood Street to approximately Baltimore, Cincinnati Street. There's handicap parking there. There's handicap parking on Worcester Street from Monroe partway down to where the fair starts on Jefferson Street. Any of the public parking lots, any side street. I know my parents live quite a few blocks from the fair, and they've had, fair parking all the way up into their blocks. It's just wherever you can find a spot. No spot is too far. I mean, Spring Green's a small community, and the fair spans a significant number of blocks on that main street. So wherever you park, you walk a couple blocks and you're into the fair.
Have you looked at the extended forecast yet for next weekend? Or?
Oh, well, I've been thinking good weather thoughts since January. 78 and sunny would be perfect. I think it's probably too far away yet to look at the weather, but I have peeked at it, and it looks like, 70s chances of clouds, maybe rain, maybe sun. I saw 40-ish% for some rain on some of those days, but whatever it's going to be, we'll be prepared for.
You've had all kinds of weather since 1969 for the event, haven't you?
Yeah, it always seems to be really hot or really windy. So hopefully it'll be 78 and sunny. That would make me very happy.
Yeah, because it's supposed to be really hot this weekend, so maybe it'll get it out of its system by next weekend.
That would be great. Back when my family had the grocery store and they took statistics on the amount of food that was sold by the food groups and things, that people eat a lot more if the temperatures are a little cooler. People don't tend to stick around and eat if it's too hot. So for a lot of reasons, we need it to be 78 and sunny.
Yeah, we certainly do. It's a fun event for people just to stop by, even if you don't buy, just to kind of go and people watch, right?
Oh, yeah. Well, I find that at some point, most every day, I will find a spot and I'll just sit and just watch the people and see how many I know and how many I don't know. And are people carrying packages or not carrying packages? And it's very fun just to watch the people.
Very important for the vendors as well, but also, as you mentioned, the organizations, the civic organizations that help out and sell food, so hopefully people will stop by and frequent those stands too.
Yes, we really encourage everyone to, visit the local groups, the local organizations that are providing food. The art fair has raised or donated over $1 million in grants and scholarships to local organizations, students. Scholarship was started back in 1971 and is presented to a high school graduating senior continuing their education in an arts-related field. And so it's really kind of our mission is to give back and support the arts in the area.
I'm sure you have some people that even stumble upon it. Maybe they're up in the area to go to American Players or something, and all of a sudden, hey, what's going on here?
Yeah.
Do they do this every weekend?
Yeah. It is. People will come up to the registration area and ask about it, or say, I had no idea. Or it's also amazing to hear. We do a lot of advertising. We have our television commercials are starting to come out now. We advertise in Milwaukee radio and then written, publications, and just to hear where people did hear about it, I'm from the Milwaukee area and we heard it on the radio, or I live in Dubuque and I saw it in a certain news publication, things like that. So it is fun to hear how people, find out about the fair.
Well, we hope it's a great event this year, Diane.
Thanks. We're hoping so, too.
We appreciate your yearly visit to the Morning Show studios.
Thank you for having us and helping us promote the fair.
Not a problem. Diane Barenbrook, who is co-president of the Spring Green Arts and Crafts Fair. And again, it's happening next weekend, June 28th and 29th, downtown Spring Green on Jefferson Street. 200 artists or thereabouts nationwide exhibiting in Spring Green next weekend. Thanks for joining us for the Morning Show.